A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, The Twin Flame Union. In this channeling session, I would be talking about the divine masculine and the divine feminine's chit chat, dynamic, whatever you want to call it, but it's like the one where the divine feminine is fully awakened and she is telling the masculine that don't fall in love with me or don't get so close to me because I am not gonna be in one place forever. I'm not gonna be like committing to you like how other women do it because I have something to do. Now, when a divine feminine is fully awakened, you have to understand that this is not a three-dimensional relationship. It's not a typical three-dimensional relationship. These two people are here on the planet for something important. They have literally gone through so much suffering. They were not meant to go through this suffering. They chose it. They chose it specifically because they wanted the earth to be the contributor in earth, Mother Earth's ascension. Okay. So, till the time the feminine did not understand what true love is, what unconditional love is, and she had not tasted it, she was obviously like doing the same things that other people were doing. She wanted to, settle down. She wanted a fancy job. She wanted a big house. She wanted a big car or many cars, the jewelry, beauty, physical beauty, a very handsome, loving man who would, do this and that for her, all the worldly things, them to get married, then have children, and blah, blah, blah. Now, when she is awakening or when she starts awakening to a very deep level, see, because as it is, if you are a twin flame, if you are genuine twin flame, then you would already be confused about these concepts. But because of the societal presence, because of the how everybody is around you, you are forced into thinking that maybe something is wrong with me and I should not be like this. Because as a child also, the twin flame children, the star seed twin flame ascensioners, all these children, since childhood they are different. Since childhood they enjoy their own company. They are very independent. They are not crybabies. They don't go to their parents for everything. They are very, very smart and they are a sort of genius. If you watch that song of mine called Duality to Singularity, there is a line in that song which says, genius cannot be made. They are born, not factory made. Okay, so that's such a true thing. Geniuses are not factory made. That's how they are. They have it in their DNA. And a genius person does not get entangled in the worldly stupid things because they know this is all pain and suffering. This is all drama. This is not real. And I don't want to be doing all the things that everybody else is doing. But when they are tired, when they don't get the solution because they're very ego oriented or very earth oriented, what they do is they start believing that these concepts are real concepts, and then they meet the karmics and they meet the false twins and all of those things happen. The twin flame is basically actually bringing them back to this path, bringing them back to the truth. And now when the feminine is in those energies, she is telling the masculine, who's not the runner anymore, not a running away masculine, he's a healed masculine and he wants to sort of be there with her, or he wants to be around her in whatever situation. They could be husband, wife, they could be boyfriend, girlfriend, they could be best friends, they could be colleagues, or they've just met because of a project or whatever it is. We don't want to limit the potential of how they meet. And so he is kind of pursuing her, or he's kind of telling her that we should do this, we should do that, we could settle down, we could, I can take you to my parents and we can get married and then we can have children. Or even if he's not saying all of this, but he's showing her the worldly love. And she is not into it anymore. She tells him that don't do this because I cannot give you what you want. Maybe you should get married to some normal woman because I am not going to be normal ever. If your definition of normal is a typical marriage, a woman who gives you children, who cooks breakfast for you, and this is not being said in a what you call it arrogant way, because she's doing other things. She's nurturing, she's mission oriented. When she wakes up in the morning, first thing she wants to think about is source. She wants to be grateful, and she has a lot of things going on in her life. There is no room for romance. So she's telling him that I cannot be a romantic person. I like you a lot, but I cannot attach myself with you because I know attachment will bring pain. Attachment is not love. I am very well aware about it, and I know it by experience that attachment is not love. Attention is not love either. So you are giving me attention, all right, but I know this is not love. This is not real love. So he convinces her, tells her that no, this is real love. And I really respect you for the goals you have, for the things you do. I'm not saying that you should be a typical wife for me who wakes up in the morning. She has to make breakfast for me, for the children, for everyone. And I'm not saying that it's disrespectful. So she says, look, I don't want tomorrow I marry you or I'm with you and then your family constantly brings this up and then you get depressed and then you're divorcing me and so why to do it? Why to do it? I want to be very clear with you right away because I cannot be that person. This actually reminds me, this channeling reminds me of a really old song that I have listened to. It's so old that it's from the black and white era actually, where the colored print was not there yet. I'll just sing a few lines of it. If you're from India and if you speak Hindi, then you'll understand it, or else I'll also translate it for you. इतना ना मुझसे तू प्यार बढ़ा के मैं एक बादल आवारा, कैसे किसी का सहारा बनूं कि मैं खुद बेघर बेचारा. इतना ना मुझसे तू प्यार बढ़ा के मैं एक बादल आवारा, कैसे किसी का सहारा बनूं कि मैं खुद बेघर बेचारा. So here I think the big difference is that these lines in the song are being said by a man to a woman, okay? And I don't think it's a sad song because women does not tell him that, okay, I agree with you. Basically, what are the lines? The line is, don't love me so much or don't get so close to me because I am a cloud. I am a wandering cloud, okay? A wandering cloud does not stay in one place. I cannot be your support system because I don't have a permanent place. It's rhyming, right? I cannot be your support system because I don't have my own permanent place. Okay. So he's saying all these things actually I think it was a poetry. It was not even a song at first. It probably was a poetry. I'm not sure, but I do remember listening to this song. And the woman in this song gives him a very positive reply. In a way, she says that the reason why I love you is not because of anything else, but because the cloud and the water. I am the water, you are the cloud, and we have a relationship. Okay. In a way, it is symbolic also, but in a way, it shows some kind of like very pure kind of love, because when the cloud turns into water, it is no longer a cloud, right? It is water, and when the water gets evaporated, it's a cloud, but still they are together, so they cannot be separated technically, so when they cannot be separated, let me try to sing the lines, although I'm not very sure if this is how the tune is. इसलिए तुझसे प्यार करूं कि तू एक बादल आवारा, जन्म जन्म से हूँ साथ तेरे के नाम मेरा जल की धारा. So this is what it means, that I love you so much purely because you're a cloud and we have a relationship. We have a relationship of lifetimes. We cannot be separated. Now this again reminds me of Rumi. See, Rumi's poetry, Rumi's words are perfect for the twin flame ascension. Perfect, literally. Because Rumi also says the same things, that true lovers can never be separated, But here, the woman, and like I said in this song, it is the man who says these things, not the woman. But when I received the channeling, I did not receive it like this. For me, this song just came into my mind, honestly. It's funny. It's very interesting how it just popped into my head. But here, the woman is telling the man that don't come close to me or don't show this worldly love to me, because I have mission to do, I have work to do, and we cannot be together, because today I am here, tomorrow I'll be somewhere else, or I cannot give you time. So people who are mission oriented, who are already in a mission, you would all know if you are in a mission. If you're not, then it's okay, I'm not judging you, or no one is gonna judge you for that, or you'll get into that zone. If you're an actual genuine twin flame, sooner or later you'll realize the unconditional love comes from there only, from the source and mission. So when you're in a mission, you don't have time. You're very busy from morning till night. You are doing so many things. You can't go out on dates. It's not that you don't want to go out on the dates. If you love a man or a woman, why wouldn't you want to, right? But you don't have the time. And then eventually, in this channeling, not in this song or not in this poetry, that doesn't happen. But in the channeling, what I was told, that the man tells the woman, it's okay, you don't have to go out anywhere with me, you don't even need to wear fancy clothes, you don't need to dress up. What I can see, she looks like a nurse to me, the energy is of a nurse, and she's doing something for the children. Okay, so she's very busy with the children, because children need a lot of attention, and these are the children who she knows they are not getting attention from their own people. She understands that. She's a very awakened master sort of a soul. So she hugs those children, she kisses those children, she sings with those children, she dances with those children, she feeds them, and she knows that they'll go back home. They are here with me she's very emotional about this, but at the same time she has over a period of time developed that detachment. She knows that they come to her for a certain period of time, say 3 months or 6 months, or they keep coming to her, they stay with her. It could be a nurse, it could be some kind of a teacher, she's in a teaching profession, it could be a teacher who lives in a hostel with little children, something like that is going on here. But I do see a very beautiful woman, she's very beautiful, very gorgeously beautiful actually, and she's surrounded with children, she's taking care of the children, and she loves those children, and she's very detached also, because she knows these children keep going and new children keep coming away. And imagine, she must have been doing this for 10 years or whatever, but she's very youthful. You cannot look at her and you cannot say what is her age. She's that pretty. Okay. And the man is younger to her, but he is also an old soul, so he understands these things. He's really fond of her. So that's the type of energy that I'm getting over here. And he tells her that you don't have to leave this place, you don't have to go anywhere. I'll come to visit you and I'll help you out. I want to be your support system. If you say, that you can't leave these kids or you can't leave your mission, now if you have a different mission, then you can please apply it accordingly. Okay. It could be any mission, right? So he's saying that you don't have to step out from here, you don't have to leave your work or your responsibilities or your duties. Okay, I'm still gonna be with you, I'll come to you. Okay, and I don't love you because you're beautiful or you're gorgeous or you're this or that, but I really see you as you, and it's amazing. You don't have to cook for me, you don't have to clean for me, you don't have to make my bed, you don't have to do anything for me. If we get married or if we get engaged or if I date you, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to give me my children, like you don't have to reproduce for me. I understand you love these kids and you want to do something for them. I'm not going to be a selfish man and pull you into all this. So I'm also not going to go anywhere. Okay, if you think that I'm going to go anywhere, then I'm not. And this marriage or this thing is not for your sake, but it's for my sake. I just want to know that you love me and you we take care of each other. Okay, like I mean something to you. So if you marry me or if you get engaged with me, I will be satisfied, I will be relaxed, because I don't want to lose out on such a beautiful woman, like not just a physically beautiful woman, but such a beautiful soul you are. And she says to him that like these engagements and these marriages, these legal formalities, these are only for the world. If you really love me, if you believe in me, then why do you need this stamp or why do you need this validation from me? I mean, what if I marry you, then you turn into the same thing, like everybody else, like all the other men. So why don't you spend some time with me? Let's see how it goes. Can you spend that much time with me? Like if you say that, yeah, you're going to be supportive, then you can be supportive for the next 10 years also. Why don't you leave it on me, what I want to do about this relationship? I am also not going to any other man, and you can be rest assured, because I'm not committed to anyone and I'm not even interested in commitment. If I want to commit to anyone, then why won't I commit to you? You are also good looking, you're smart, you have everything good going for you. I would not have a problem hanging out with you or doing whatever, things like that. Why don't you make it a natural process? Like, because she can sense the fear in him, and that fear is making her a little bit confused about him, basically. He's probably still trying to figure out, what do I do, He's still like nervous, he still thinks that it may not work out. So she has been into those cycles and she doesn't want to repeat it again. So she's telling him that, words don't matter, actions matter. You want to be supportive, then you show it in your actions. Why are you forcing me, or why are you asking me to do this? Okay. But this conversation is not a negative conversation. It's not like it's a vile conversation or a hard conversation. She's just talking to him and she's like, look, they make me happy. Okay. And I'm not saying that you should feel the same, but if you really love me, if you feel that we are so deeply connected, then you need to understand that this is important for me and I don't have time for anything. You're most welcome to come here. That much I can give to you. And she's also thinking in her head, if he really loves me, if he is really true and genuine, then he will make the effort. Okay? He's not gonna throw breadcrumbs at me or peanuts at me. If he's a real man, then he will show it to me. He's not just gonna say it, or he's not gonna expect and demand. And to be very honest, I'll be honest with you here, there are some karmics who study a lot, they reach to a certain level, and then they, and she's kind of testing him also, and then they go and like, drop these things that I'm coming to meet you, let's meet, let's do this, can I come to your place, because they are trying to get this woman into her into their trap, into his trap, or they are looking for some kind of physical commitment because they're insecure. Reading a lot of things about twin flame journey or ascension or metaphysics, sometimes they read it also to impress this woman, because they know that this woman is not easy woman. So to get her into my bed or to get her into my life, to make her to commit to me, I need to say a certain things, and I need to ask it from her to give it to me. So when people ask, they are not ready yet. Okay. Now this DM is not doing that, and she's very happy about it. Internally she knows that he is not that type, but still she's saying him that you don't need to say any of this to me. Okay. And he's saying, all right, my love, even you don't need to worry about anything. Just the way I'm here right now, you'll see more of me. But I'm just asking these things because I also don't want to be like a like you're doing all this wonderful thing and I come and disturb you, and I just come and pop in every time, every now and then. So I just want to take your permission, or I don't want to disturb you, or maybe I just enjoy looking at you from a distance and all those things. So they are having a fun, bubbly conversation. It's not a depressing conversation, at least not in this energy that I'm reading. So for private sessions, for personal readings, for therapies, please go through the description box, and once you're sure, then write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com. If you book a reading, then please do not share your story, your twin flame story in advance with me. Please remember that you also want honest answers. If I know everything about you, then my answers could get biased. The reading could get biased. If you want to know some deeper things like your soul purpose, your energy, your masculine's energy, great if you have your masculine's date of birth, because for the Vedic Indian astrology reading, you need your date of birth, time of birth and place of birth. If you have your DM's date of birth also, it's alright. We can figure out what energy they have and what energy you have. And if you don't have, you have your own energy also, that's also wonderful, that's fine. But I want to give it as a disclaimer that without those details, it's not possible for me to do the reading. Secondly, if you are getting into therapy, if you're in that mode with me, then please go through the therapies that I do, and also be prepared to do assignments. Also be prepared mentally to remember that you would have to share a lot of situations from your life, because we need to reach to the places where the trauma bonds were formed, and we need to find the places where the inner child got wounded. Okay, the inner child is still wounded, and that's the reason why you feel separation. And my dear friends, ascension is a lifestyle, so we need to keep up to the lifestyle of ascension, and for that reason the inner work, the therapy, all of this is very important. So yes, once again I would just repeat the lines. It's beautiful. इतना न मुझसे तू प्यार बढ़ा के मैं एक बादल आवारा, कैसे किसी का सहारा बनूं कि मैं खुद बेघर बेचारा, इसलिए तुझसे प्यार करूं कि तू एक बादल आवारा, जन्म जन्म से हूँ साथ तेरे कि नाम मेरा जल की धारा. So I'll close the channeling here. One love and peace out, and see you soon in another one.